I have unloaded my goodie bags and raffle prizes onto my bed so I can sort out into piles who will be able to have what. And yeah, there's so many amazing, lovely things, like stocking fillers for Christmas, although I doubt they'll last that long because Evie raids them so quickly. I won the squishmallows on the raffle yesterday, which I'm so happy about because that's what I wanted. There were so many amazing things, but the squishmallows one I wanted because it's a giraffe and a fox. Well, Felix doesn't have a favourite animal, but giraffe's Evie's favourite. We've got a lot of fox stuff for Felix. We're kind of forcing foxes on him. So I'm really happy I was able to get them. I got a Blockbuster game as well on the raffle, and then we've got an advent calendar, food. The green cola there is really, really good. So many amazing things, both from the brands and the goodie bag from BlogOn yesterday. I can't believe it's sort of all done now, but like this makes it worth it for so many people. Not just the stuff. I mean, the stuff is great, and it's great to build relationships with brands, and like I've got some nice things for my kids, which I love, but it's just been an amazing day. So obviously, for those that don't know, BlogOn is a conference that is basically a way of bloggers and brands all coming together. It's been held this year in September, BlogOnToys, which is kind of Christmas themed, at the Copper Beach Hotel in Bracknell, which is amazing because usually it's in Manchester, and for me, getting up to Manchester, I really would be looking at staying 2 nights, maybe even 3. I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving Adam and Evie and Felix away for so long, especially as Adam's actually got work tonight, so like there's no guarantee I would have been home and enough time for him to get a good night's sleep because it was a long journey. So I was thrilled when it was announced that BlogOn would be in the south. And yeah, I got to come. I got to see loads of my friends who, you know, as bloggers, we all live around the country, and these are the kind of events that we get to socialise and meet up and things. And it's been great to see everyone. And you know, we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of catch-ups. We've had dinner together. We've had drinks together. We had a lot of fun in the sessions, walking around and meeting the brands yesterday. I just got the shower, which is my hair is a little bit crazy. Yeah, and it was lovely. And I think that blogging conferences they just make me feel like I come away and I've got so many ideas for my blog now and things I know that I need to do, and like an actionable to-do list, whereas before I was just writing things that I thought, oh, maybe I should do this, and it's like, oh. But when you come to these sessions, when you come to events like this, you know, you don't have to go to the sessions if you don't want to, but they're led by kind of people who have either been doing it a long time or they've grown really quickly and kind of have tips and advice. And it's not all just about blogging. There's things about YouTube, about video creation, about the creative side, about yesterday I attended a session about being authentic by Brummy Mummy, who Brummy Mummy of 2 is so successful in what she does and so relatable and funny, and it was just a brilliant session to end kind of the day because it was right at the end. In the morning, I did one based on sort of search engine optimization, and it's sort of, I think behind the scenes, people don't see all the other work that goes into blogs and video creation and content creation. They just see the end product, which is what you want them to see. And unless you're a blogger yourself, you don't really, I suppose, get all the behind the scenes stuff that we do, and it's sort of, it's not a burden because it's just work, but it's not exactly easy. It's some people have a knack for it. Some people are not lazy like I can be. But you know, I love the writing side of it. The writing is the best part, and it's the most creative part for me. It's the bit I find fun and engaging and lovely and supportive, and that's the bit I love. I love connecting people with what I write. When I'm writing from the heart, I know I do that because I get amazing messages from lovely people who say thank you and sharing their stories. especially when I've touched on issues that are quite close to my heart when it's come to sharing anxiety and toxic relationships and living in a hostel and being homeless and all those kind of things that not everyone knows about. Not everyone has been in that situation, thankfully. You know, it's good, but some people have, and some people don't share that. Some people are ashamed of that kind of stuff, and it's nice to be able to connect with people, and coming to these conferences and learning how I can do that better, especially through all the behind the scenes stuff, like the search engine optimization and what images and all the kind of alt tags and stuff, all the behind the scenes stuff, like I said, like all the almost technical bits of blogging, which is not the writing. It's not just the, you know, images. It's not the easy, you know, writing's sort of 10% of it all. The rest is all the social media engagement and the promotion and all that kind of stuff, and that's stuff you have to work out. And you know, writing comes easy to me. I'm glad it does. I love writing, and I always have done, and it does. It's just, I suppose, one of my natural things I do well in. I think I do well in. I hope people think I do well in. But no, it's something I've always been thankfully praised in, and I'm glad that I can do that and share that. But the other side of stuff is stuff I need to learn, and I want to learn from people that are successful, and these sessions share that, which is brilliant, because I'm very much kind of like, I blog a lot about my family and our lives and holidays and all the kind of basic normal stuff. But as much as I love my family and what we do and how thankful I am for my blog, for some of the opportunities we've had, writing about what we do is not what I love to do. It's not what I'm passionate about. It's the kind of more prejudice stuff that I love writing about, sharing how it's hard to kind of put into words, but sharing the hard stuff, sharing my personal experience more than like what my kids are doing, because as much as it's great, I suppose, for you to, mostly I do my kind of like monthly life updates and Felix updates and stuff for my family to read, because we don't always see each other. We're not a particularly close-knit family. We're all over the country, and I've still got this horrible cough. And it's nice to share what my kids are doing with my family, and they can see pictures, and they can read about what they're doing and what's new and what's going on with their life. They can read about if I'm having a hard time with them, and it's kind of almost like, I don't know if you've ever had this, but like a family newsletter that comes around at Christmas. I've had them from family members, and it's just an easier way of putting all of that information regularly rather than once a year. And it works nicely. You know, I don't spend a lot of time with my family, but, well, not even, I see my mum probably the most, but my mum's the only one that kind of lives in the town I live in, my nan, and it's kind of, yeah, they're the only people I kind of really see of my family. I don't see my dad very often, and I like to know, I know he reads my blog posts because he comments on a lot of them. So I like to know that he kind of knows that we're up to if we haven't had a chance to catch up or see each other. And yeah, it's that's the nice part of it. But for me, it's sharing about living with anxiety and how I have struggled over the years, and it is about sharing what it's really like to live in a hostel, because unless you've been there, you don't know what it's like. And, you know, I remember that being there the first night I was in a hostel, you know, homeless but had a roof over my head kind of thing, which people can't really understand. But I cried so hard that night because I was living in a room with my 2-year-old. And this is 7 years down the line now. Like, you know, I have a lovely life, and blogging has massively, massively helped with that. It's helped because I've been able to get presents for my kids that I wouldn't be able to usually afford, and that means our money has not had to go on. We haven't had to stretch ourselves thin. Adam and I got a new mattress last year, which was amazing, and yeah, it's just brilliant. It's not all about free stuff though. As much as I love all that stuff, I've just shown you all the goodie bag stuff, and I'll use it, pretty much all of it. If I won't use it, I'll find someone I know will, but most of it will use and will come in great handy and will make my kids happy. And I've come away with notepads of stuff I've learned. I've come away feeling refreshed because I've had 2 nights to myself, which I haven't had since Felix was born. And I've been with people that inspire me and interest me, and that have become really quite dear friends over the last few years. You know, they've seen the behind the scenes stuff of me, of how I feel about blogging and writing and that kind of stuff, and how hard I've found things. And it's basically, blogging is lonely because you are on your own, in your own little environment, and these kind of occasions bring people together. And I'm going to come away, and I've got, everything is going back to normal tomorrow. Adam's back to university, obviously we're back to school. It's going to be me and Felix on our own for a lot of the time again, because obviously when Adam's not at uni, he's probably going to be sleeping work off because he works nights. So it's going to be a lot of time, me and him. And he's bigger and older now, and he can kind of entertain himself a little bit, and I obviously have to keep my eye on him, but I can kind of do that and work a bit better at the same time now, thankfully. But yeah, and I feel that I've got something for me to do again. Whereas in this last year, since becoming a mum of 2, Adam starting university, all the issues we've had with Evie at school, I have found that part of what I want to write about again. I want to write about this part of the hard stuff again, and it's changed, because it always does, because whilst I still have anxiety, it's nowhere near as uncontrolled as it was before. I'm no longer homeless. I have 2 lovely children who are fantastic, but yeah, it's all, there's lots of stuff to think about, lots of stuff to do. I'm really excited. Anyway, I will leave it there. BlogOn has been amazing. I'm so glad I was here. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.